Hi, good people. Today we're talking hair color. How many of you have always wanted to color your hair but have just been scared to do it? Well, today I'm just going to be giving you some tips to help you go through the process. So, let's begin. My first thing is the condition of your hair. Do you know the condition of your hair? You should know the condition of your hair. Whether it's healthy, what have you been doing to it? Have you been using a lot of heat? Have you not been combing it? Have you not been moisturizing, conditioning, treating it? All those things are important. Your pre-care, knowledge of your hair. You should know your hair better than anyone. My mother always said that. You should know your hair better than anyone. And so that is my question to you. You need to know the condition of your hair before you do anything to it. I don't care if you're not coloring it, you are going to braid it, your condition of your hair, the condition of your hair is so very important. What is the state of your hair? What have you been doing, not doing? Is it shedding? Is it breaking? Is it just fine? There are people I know don't do anything to their hair and their hair thrives. They probably in our books would be the worst people, the people who don't take care of their hair at all. There are some people who don't do that and their hair thrives. We're all different, but you should know the condition of your hair. Check for damage. Is it breaking? What does the texture feel like in parts of your hair or the whole hair? You know, when you comb it, how much hair comes out? Is it normal shedding? Is it because you're not detangling? Is it all those things? Ensure that your coloring, hair dyeing process is seamless and is not going to be destructive or abrasive to your hair, because you're using a chemical to denature your hair, to deposit a pigment. All that is taken out of its more normal environment. So you need to go into it with hair that can withstand all that, will thrive, you will take care of it. Then so you check for damage. That's the first thing. Then you check your porosity. Porosity test is testing how much color your hair may take or not take. And then you'll have to proceed accordingly. You'll have to do the things you need to do to ensure that pigment is deposited or not too much is deposited so that your hair can't withstand. You need to know porosity, and porosity usually tells you take a few strands of your hair, you put it in a cup of water, and if it goes to the bottom, sinks to the bottom, it's porous, which means that you need to ensure that your aftercare, especially for the porous hair, is suitable. If your hair is not porous, it means the pigment will take a longer time to get into the hair. What are you going to do about that? Maybe you probably need to use a little heat when you're processing your hair. And after that, you still need to condition and treat your hair as well. But you need to know the porosity of your hair to determine whether the pigment is going to take easily, you need longer processing time, or it's going to be very fast, and therefore you should ensure that you stay within the adequate time frame. Note that I am not a professional hair colorist or anything. I've just been coloring my hair since the 90s, and I started off with my hairstylist, who has passed on, who was fantastic, who had a great chemistry background, a great cosmetic science background, and we worked together on my hair. I was his guinea pig. I was my own guinea pig. So when he passed on, I continued to do my hair myself, but we went through this different stages of hair color, from when hair color was horrible to now when there's a plethora of color out there, coloring products, styling products for colored hair, all kinds of things are out there compared to the 90s to today. So that's where my experience is hands-on, first-hand experience. Yes, I did do a little program in formulation because I wanted to know formulation of hair care products. So I have a bit of that, but I can't profess to be a chemist or anything. This is just me doing my hair in my house by myself. The next thing is I always feel is, how healthy are you? Are you eating right? Are you drinking water? Are you exercising? Are you doing things that ensure the health of your hair? Because what you take in or what you don't take in affects the health of your hair, and then in the long run affects how your hair takes to color, or how your hair will take to the color or the long term. You want this to be last you long, and your hair to be healthy. You want to be sure that your own health is as nutritiously valuable to the whole process. So for my first thing is pre-care. What do you do to your hair on a normal basis? What have you been doing before you start to color your hair? Are you washing your hair properly? Are you detangling your hair properly? Are you conditioning it? Are you steaming it? Are you doing protein tea treatments? Are you doing DMAT treatments? What have you been doing up to this day to ensure the health of your hair? And the same thing applies to aftercare. How responsible are you? Are you going to invest in your hair? Hair color is an investment. Taking care of your hair is an investment, especially today, because the conditions we live in are different. The things in the environment are different. So you need to ensure that your post-care is adequate to ensure that the color deposit, the pigment deposit in your hair stays, and then the care you're giving to your hair is adequate to keep your hair healthy. Do you have a regime? You should have some sort of regime. It doesn't have to be a strict thing. It doesn't have to be etched out. It depends on your personality. But you must have a regime once you color your hair, or whether you don't color your hair. Just have a regime. Know that every Saturday I'm washing my hair. Before I wash my hair, I'm detangling my hair gently. I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to comb. I'm going to do a natural treatment with fenugreek. You should have some sort of regime that ensures the health, growth of your hair, so that you're not going to, if anything goes wrong with your hair, because when you color it, you are not just going to blame color. You're going to think of what other things am I doing or not doing. Okay? That's the first thing. Then know why you want to color your hair. What is the reason behind coloring your hair? Your mindset. Are you doing this just because it's a fly by night? Oh, I just want to look cool and It's okay. But if you want to just look cool, cool comes as a cost if you don't take care of your hair before and after the process. Your mindset. Because you are depositing pigment on your hair. Right? So you're going to wake up the next day, and the color you had the day before is not going to be the same color you have. In other words, your hair is normally jet black. Now you have red hair. Are you going to wake up in the morning and decide, oh my God, I don't want this color. I don't like it. Or the brand of the hair dye makes your hair feel dry, or something you don't like. Think about these things, that you are changing the state of your hair from what it was to something else. Are you going to wake up and feel, oh my God, I don't want the color? Then you're going to have to put your hair through a process again to take the color out, deposit whatever was there before, like you want to go back to black. You have to think about those things. Are you fickle? If you're fickle, then that depends on the kind of color you're going to deposit, or pigment you're going to deposit, process you're going to do on your hair. And I'm telling you this because color hair care is an investment. It is an investment. I spend a lot of money on conditioners, on hair products, trying out hair products. I experiment a lot because I live in a dry, arid climate. So it contributes to a lot of things that my hair may not be able to withstand. When I go to the tropics, my hair thrives. I'm in the desert, I have to ensure that the products I'm using are different from the ones I use in the tropics. So it's an investment, especially if you're applying a chemical to your hair or doing something to denature it or to change the state. You need to be ready to invest in it even more. Are you conditioning it, washing it, whatever? Are we staying away from heat styling tools? What are we doing? Are we steaming it? It's an investment. It's not something you just do to your hair and then you just go on your merry way. No, because the state of your hair might change. Some products are very drying. Do I need a protein treatment, or am I doing too many protein treatments? Am I doing a moisture treatment? Am I doing a humectant treatment to give my hair more? You have to now start studying your hair to know how it behaves when it's color treated. Your hair is different now. Sometimes it loosens your curl, sometimes it straightens your hair, sometimes it dries out your hair, depending on the product, the brand product. Color has come through a lot over the years. We know that. I know that. It's come from being very drying to now there are hair color products that I dyes I put in my hair, and I wish I could leave them on because they just make my hair feel absolutely fantastic. Right? There's a range, there's professional and there's box colors. And I'm really focusing more on box colors because many of you may not be able to have access to professional hair dyeing products. And usually they prefer the professionals to use those on your hair as opposed to you. But some of us, we've been doing this for so many years. We know our hair, we know what to do. We know it's just the way it is. So now, next thing is number 3 is the types of hair color out there. They're temporary, and I'm not going in depth with you on that. It's like a whole class. Temporary, demi, semi, and permanent. Temporary, it deposits pigments but lightly, doesn't go into your cuticles, so to speak, washes out. I think by 7 washes or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 washes, your color is out. Demi means when you wash out as well, maybe not so quickly because it's now sort of infiltrating your cuticle. Then you have semi-permanent, which maybe 10 washes, 12 washes, depending on what you do. I'm just giving you a simplified version of them. And then you have permanent, where you've lifted your hair, you've deposited pigment, and it's sitting in there. It's going to be there for a month or 2. Even when you wash it, it's not going to fade that fast and stuff like that. You have to decide what you want. Start with temporary. You get a feel of what hair color is all about. You can use the waxes. There are so many things out there now that will give you a temporary hair color. There are foams and things like that. So you read about it. Study that. Whether you want it temporary, demi, semi, permanent. Next thing, number 4, is the process. If you're going to buy a box color, the box colors usually either come pre-mixed or they come with a developer, the pigment, and they'll have maybe a conditioner in there, and they might have a serum for the post-care process. Read the instructions. They may seem similar, but every brand has its instructions. Read them to a T. Make sure that what's in the box that you buy on the shelf, or whatever package you buy on the shelf, if it's a professional product, you'll get the pigment and a developer, or you get a box color with everything in it, or they have pre-mixed it for you. You already have a pre-mixed product, all you have to just apply to your hair. Read the instructions on what they say. What should you do first? There's always a strand test and a sort of sensitivity test. They ask you to take some strands of your hair, put the color on there, and see how your hair takes. If it doesn't take, don't bother then maybe that color is not going to color your hair. If you feel sensitive, don't use it. You need to do those things first. It doesn't matter what. Every brand is different. You know, they may carry the same products, they have the same instructions, but read the instructions. Some brands will say, let the color stay on your hair for 40 minutes. Some say 25 to 35. They will tell you depending on what you want to achieve, right? And achieve means that if you want, if you're just recoloring, or you are actually have virgin hair, what you need to do. I always say, make sure everything is in the box that they say is on the instructions, because you don't want to be going to start dye your hair and realize there are certain things missing there. It happens. Sometimes it's when they get in the store, maybe it falls down and the one product disappears. The person who is handling it doesn't know that, just covers it, and you get home and something is missing, you know. But everything they say should be in that box, better be in there, else don't move forward. Okay? If at this stage you're still feeling unsure, get your hair done by a professional. You're not ready. You know, get your hair done by a professional and watch what they do and ask questions. I am that person. If I sit in your chair, I want to know what product you're using. I want to know the name of the products you're using, whether it's a shampoo. If it makes my hair feel nice or smells nice, I want to know what that is. Ask questions. It's your hair. You are going to go home and live with it, and it's going to fall off your head. You need to know what was used, what wasn't used, why are they doing this, why she's doing a pre this and a post this. Know the steps, or just not do it. If you're not sure, don't do it. Now, before you start, detangle your hair. You don't want to be struggling to color your hair because your hair hasn't been tangled, because there's a time frame for the color to process, and you don't want one half of your hair to be processing and the other isn't, because you didn't detangle and now there's a knot, and then you don't want to do that. So you make sure you've detangled your hair, combed it through. Next thing is a barrier cream. A barrier cream is like Vaseline, aqueous cream, maybe even an oil, to cover the areas around your crown so that no staining from the hair or none of the product gets onto your skin and maybe irritates you. It's protected. I put it all the way around my crown, on my ears, anywhere I think color could drop, on my neck. I even put it on my hands before I wear my gloves. Now, in that box, there are gloves. There's a pigment. There's a developer. Or if it's pre-mixed, you don't have anything except maybe gloves. Some come with little spatulas, brushes for you to apply for precision. But sometimes I find when you wear gloves, you are applying a chemical to your head. Even if they say it's vegan, it's still a product that could irritate your hands. Wear the gloves they give you, or get your own. It's so important. Okay? I see people coloring their hair, even doing stuff with their hair, and they don't even wear any protective clothing. You should have some sort of covering, whether it's plastic made, or it's a t-shirt, or you're wearing an old t-shirt. Even that, cover your area around your shoulders to protect your clothing and your neck from product dropping on it. Okay? Protective clothing is so important. If you are going this far, I say by the time you have reached this far, it means that you should have done your research before you bought your product by watching professionals do hair online. Binge watch people coloring their hair, especially people who are either doing it for a brand, they're working for a brand like Schwarzkopf or something. Watch the hairdressers on those websites color hair so you get a feel of it. You can even watch people online who color their hair, who have been doing it for a long time. You will know. And watch what they do, so that you are not lost when it comes to doing it on your own. Then you must section your hair. They always tell you, it's in the instructions, section your hair so that your application is seamless and you're getting the product evenly on your hair. I always say buy 2 boxes, sometimes 3, depending on how thick your hair is. Yes, you might find out that you don't end up using you might end up using a whole box or 2, depending on how thick your hair is. You could use 3. So you don't want to run out whilst you are applying product to your hair. You don't want to. You want to also have a backup. Even if you don't end up using it, or you don't like it, or maybe you like it, it's there for you to use again. It is an investment, and it's taking a risk. You can buy 2 of the same product and not use the second, but you use the second another time if you like it. And if you don't, you don't. But it's an investment. I keep focusing on that. Now, you section your hair usually in 4 or 6. I do a little more so I can get, it covered properly. With color, the rule of thumb is if it's a light color, you're supposed to apply the color close to your roots. But if it's a light color, which means it has some sort of lifting or lightening ingredient, you don't want, when you're first applying your hair, you should apply it like maybe a centimeter or 2 away from your scalp, because your scalp gives off heat, and heat is the agent that's going to help to process your hair. And the closer it is to your scalp, the faster it's going to process. So you apply first a little away from your scalp, and then you come back and reapply close to your scalp if it's a light color. If it's a dark color, it means your roots are dark. You want the color to lighten it and deposit the product and for the product to sit on your hair for adequate saturation. So that is the rule of dark and light, but you will know what to do as time goes on. But that's just the rule. If you're bleaching your hair or you're lifting your hair, you want to lift the color of your, so if my hair is jet black, I want to lift it to a light brown. I usually do something like that, like a copper, and then deposit my red color a day later. So when I'm doing that, if my roots are very dark, then I want to just apply close to my roots so that my roots are lifted, get lighter quickly. But if I'm not lightening my hair, I'm just applying the hair evenly over the dark roots so that it's evenly saturated. It just means that if you apply color close to your scalp, it processes faster because of the heat, and because there's timing involved. You want to get your hair application to be even in the set time. You don't want part of your hair to be processing faster than the next. You're trying to, so that's why that rule is there. If it's lighter, if you're using like a bleach, you do it quickly, but make sure that you start away from the scalp, and then once you've applied everything, then you go over again where the scalp hasn't been covered, just so that there's no acceleration of the process when it's closed. Else you come out with very, very light roots, and the rest of your hair is not as light. So it's very uneven. Anyway, so timing. They tell you in the instructions how long you should have the product on your hair. Follow that. They know why they're telling you that. They have tested it on different hair types, and they realize that 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 45 minutes that they stipulate in their instructions, do that. Don't be like, oh, my hair is not this. And if your hair after that time hasn't deposited the pigment or lifted your hair the way you want to, stop. They're telling you why. They usually say it doesn't continue processing after 45 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever is stipulated. Follow the rule, because tomorrow you are not going to know why maybe this part of my scalp is itching, why maybe this bit is breaking, you know, because you didn't follow the instruction, you didn't listen to them, you didn't read what they said, you didn't follow what they stipulated in their instructions. So the next thing is, I have my little list up here, sorry, and is that how your hair takes color is dependent on your texture, your porosity, what kinds of, whether you do a lot of heat styling, what kind of products you use in your hair, what type of hair, what state your hair is dependent on that. It will affect the way your hair takes color. There's also another rule, like my hair is already colored. If I'm reapplying color, I really am not supposed to go over where it's already where already I have color from the previous application. And that's because they feel that it affects it could make a break. It doesn't need any more color on it. You're over saturating it. And then the sixth thing, well, the next process is covering your hair with a plastic cap, because now the heat from your hair is going to help process the color. So you put a plastic cap on your head. You may sit under a hooded dryer if they say you should in the instructions. Go ahead and do that. You can also do a blow dryer, but with your hair covered with the hair dryer, you want heat to process your hair. I personally, I never use a blow dryer or sit under a hooded dryer. I don't even own a hooded dryer or anything like that at this point in time. So I just like my hair to process naturally, and it does so. Now my hair is different. It's high porosity. It takes a lot more pigment because of over the number of years I've been coloring my hair. So my hair is different. So don't use people as examples to look at how they apply product to the color to their hair, and just take it for what it is. If yours doesn't come out that way, there are different reasons why your hair didn't turn out the way their hair turned out. Everybody's hair is different. I watch hair color gurus for many years online. They color their hair all the time, and their hair was in perfect condition because they were doing other things before and after. And once I learned what they were using, that's when my hair started to thrive. So watch those videos, read, research, go to a hair salon, ask questions, watch the process, or get your hair done professionally and see how it's done, so that you have an idea of what to do, what not to do. Next thing is aftercare. I cannot belabor this point enough. Aftercare, pre-care, post-care. So important. Before you color and after you color. Anyway, so once you've applied your color to your hair, rinse thoroughly. Rinse until you can see that the water that runs off your hair is clear. No pigment running through. There may be some colors like red where you will still see a little coloring in there, but it's okay. You can shampoo. If you're going to shampoo, gentle shampoo, sulfate-free shampoo. I just rinse out my hair, because with red hair color, apparently the pigments of red do not really fit into the pores in your cuticle, so they rinse out much quickly. So they usually, for people who do red like mine, we have to just rinse with cool to cold water, and then we condition and you rinse out again and call it a day. But you are best rinsing out thoroughly using a very, very gentle shampoo or natural shampoo like soapstone or whatever. There are different kinds of products out there, natural from the garden, that you can use to wash your hair, whatever you use. And then deep condition is so important. Deep conditioning for me is after you've colored your hair, deep condition it, do a mask, whatever, sit under the hooded dryer, get that treatment in. But you have to continue doing that when you can't color your hair. Anytime you wash your hair, condition it. Do a treatment mask. Treat your hair like damaged is damaged. I've always treated my hair like it's damaged, even when I wasn't coloring my hair, because I felt all those products have added on moisture and things that I felt I needed living in a dry, arid country. I wouldn't probably use those same products in the tropics, but think like that. You've just denatured your hair. You just change your hair from one state to another. How do I ensure that my hair thrives? That it doesn't feel different, like it doesn't feel dry and crisp like a Braille pad. If it's feeling like that, what should I do? Add more moisture, do a steam, constantly listen to your hair, feel your hair. It's on your head, just like your skin. Take care of it. If your skin is dry, you put some moisturizer. If you have pimples, you find an ointment and you put on it. Do that with your hair. Do that with your hair constantly. When your hair is colored, constant treatment and care is key. Okay? All right. So, things maybe not to do. After you've colored your hair, I leave my hair alone when I've colored it that day, and the next day I'm not doing anything to it. I'm just leaving it alone. I've put it through extreme changes. Think of it that way. Let it relax. Let it just be seated and happy, and don't start styling it. You can do that. But if you're going to do that, ensure that you're using products that are protecting it. Protecting it. If condition your hair the next week, usually you can leave it a little while, or the week. Condition, treat it, be gentle with it until I feel you give it time to get back to itself. It's now going to feel better with this new coat of hair color, and adapt to it. Give your body that. It's like eating something foreign, eating some foreign food you don't like, but you have to eat it. Treat your hair that way, and over time, in between sessions, like in between the next time you're going to color your hair, find some conditioners and shampoos that have some sort of pigment that can redeposit on your hair. Like if you have a conditioner that has copper in it, copper color or purple, like I would look for like a conditioner that has red pigments, or a shampoo that has red pigments. So when I wash my hair, it keeps my hair color vibrant. They're out there. Look for them, so that you're not coloring your hair constantly. In between, you can give your hair a break. I give my hair long breaks before I recolor them. Or if I feel my hair is not looking vibrant, I will get like a temporary color and just put it on my hair and then wash it out. But I try not to put it through that same color process with a developer all the time, over and over again. No, I don't. I even, like in the winter time, I'm wearing caps and hats and all kinds of this, so I don't do anything to my hair. I leave it there, leave it alone. I don't color it. I just condition it and wash it and love it and all that. So just an FYI. So for those of you who have watched this and are watching it, have you ever dyed your hair at home before? Please tell me in the comments, what was your experience? And if you found this helpful and want to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that you are notified when next I'm online. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. This is just sort of like a basic set of tips to make you think, not rush into everything. Who are you? What kind of person am I? Would I be able to sustain this coloring process? Am I going to be doing my pre and post test things? Right? I think my next video would be about choosing your color, or about breakage and stuff like that. So thanks for watching. Have an absolutely fabulous day.